Hey guys, welcome back to Sky Talks Trading. My name is Sky and I'm on a quest to invest. I'm working on a catchphrase. Let me know if that one is any good. So guys, today we're going to be talking about AMC. How can we not talk about AMC? And I gotta say, in my last video, I said, stocks and investing and trading is the only time I like to be non-emotional. Well, let me say, the potential of the biggest transfer of wealth in human history, that makes me kind of emotional, kind of excited. I'm only human. So we've got a lot to get into. I want to cover the basic, I want to go over the backstory, the story of how we got here, and also the road ahead, and some maths, some cold hard facts about why it is absolutely possible that AMC could reach 500k. Well, they're going to be positive facts, so I suppose they won't be cold or hard. They'll be soft, warm facts. We're going to talk about some soft, warm facts. First off, let's talk about some updates, some news. So this is a tweet from Adam Aron, the CEO of AMC. AMC just announced that in only 2 weeks, we completed our 43 million share at the market equity raise. We got $428 million more cash prior to commissions, fees, which clearly puts AMC in a stronger position to tackle the challenges and capitalize on the opportunities ahead. So what does this mean? This means that AMC will no longer be adding shares to the market. When there are more shares on the market, there are more shares to short. Also, adding more shares to the market will naturally lower the price. So this is good news. So let's take a little look at the media. What are they saying? Market Watch are saying that, wowee, look at that short squeeze. Market Watch are partly owned by Citadel. So it's safe to say that you can't really trust a word that comes out of their mouth at this stage. And if you want to read more backstory on why Citadel are a not so pleasant company, I will leave a post down in the description. It's too long for me to read, but I highly recommend you reading it. And also, I don't think the media is a good place to get news from right now, the mainstream media, because when the media tells you that we are in a short squeeze, that's how you know we are not even close. They want you to think that that was it, that yesterday was bada boom, bada bing. Wow, look at that short squeeze. Wasn't that crazy? But the engines are just beginning to rev. I'm not going to make engine metaphors. I don't know enough about cars. Also, short sellers in game and AMC lost close to $500 million in one day. That has got to hurt. So let's talk real quick about how we got here. You know, why AMC? So this is it in a nutshell, okay? AMC was attacked, aka shorted, because it was easy prey. You know, COVID hit, people weren't going to the cinema. I mean, they didn't even have the chance. It wasn't an option. You know, during lockdown, they had no revenue. Obviously, the stock dropped. Hedge funds, then they took out their short positions to capture profit on this, which, you know, in normal business is fine, but they got super greedy. And they used a legitimate process of creating a share for a temporary process, but instead extended it and exploited it over time, over and over and over again, to attack the value of the stock. Their plan, their mission was to bankrupt AMC. And if they were successful in bankrupting the company, all the synthetic shares would have been 100% profit and they would not have gotten caught. But the CEO, Adam Aron, knew that they were under attack, and on January 27th, at the start of this year, 1.2 billion shares traded when the float was under 200 million. And this was the tell. You know, it showed that there were too many shares on the market. Something was fishy. Something was definitely going on. So the CEO had a proxy vote to vote in 500 million more shares, which got everyone fired up to vote as they didn't want to dilute the price, and the people shorting it got extremely excited as they assumed AMC needed the money. So what did they do? They dug in again and they shorted even more with fake shares. Then the CEO, Adam Aron, he comes out days before the vote and said he listened to the 3.2 million shareholders, and because they have enough cash to last past 2022, they will take the shares off the table. No dilution. This trapped the hedge fund, who were expecting to get away with their manipulation. Now there's another vote coming up June 2nd, where once again, holders will take part in a proxy. And this time, all voters' info will be captured so that there's no doubt to the corruption of the hedge fund. The SEC and other regulators have been hidden during the blatant price manipulation, but they have been busy making new rules to control the collapse and also to prevent this from happening again. Hopefully that gives a lot more background into what's going on, and I just want to break that down even more into a nice little for people who might not know what short selling is, what a short position is. Let's say you have one banana at the current cost of $10. That's a really expensive banana. So then you've got one ape on the market and he has one banana. A snake comes along. He asks to, let's make the snake a female, all right? Just to give some diversification. She asks to borrow the banana for a bit and instead sells the one banana, thinking the price will soon go down, shorting. And the snake thinks she can buy them back later for less, say $2, and give them back to the ape so that the snake makes a profit on the difference in price. Sold for $10, buys back for $2, equals $8 profit, and returns borrowed bananas, or the banana. So then you've got a group of apes, and they notice what's going on with this sneaky snake. They see what she's doing and they decide to buy all the bananas on the market until the snake has no choice but to buy from the group of apes for, let's say, $500K in order to return what the snake borrowed. If this group of apes stay strong, the price of bananas will go up. And that is what is happening here. So a lot of people are asking, look, is $500K just this unhinged, crazy, delusional fantasy? Is it even possible? And let me tell you, it is possible. Mathematically possible. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I am good with numbers or math, because I am not. But after doing some research, there's this thing called the geometric mean. Basically, the geometric mean is used in finance to help calculate returns over time. And look, I'm going to leave a link all about this, explaining how it applies to this situation. I highly recommend you read it. But if you really hate math and you also don't have time to read the whole thing, the takeaway is it is mathematically possible. So $500K, that is what we are going for. Is it going to be smooth sailing? No, it's not. Be prepared for massive ups and downs. Be prepared for fake squeezes. We're going to talk about that in a second. There's going to be a lot of buying and paying for propaganda in the media. And, they're going to say anything to make people sell. They have no problem just lying. You've got the hedge funds, the media, the elites in general. They're going to be pulling every trick in the book. Now is a good time to talk about what a short ladder is, because I think there's going to be, a few short ladders here in this situation. In the case of there's no apes selling, but the price is dropping. What's going on? Well, that is a short ladder. It looks like the stock is selling off. In reality, it's not. Hedge funds sell back and forth with one another at lower and lower bids in rapid succession, tricking algorithms into thinking there is a mass sell-off when in actual fact there is not. They do this to scare off retail investors to engineer a sell-off. And once the attack is over, the stock will normally go back up due to its demand. Then they will rinse and repeat their attack, each time hoping to chip away more and more retail investors. If you want to put it another way, let's say you and I, we have identical cars. A friend and I sell my car back and forth, $100 less each time. Does that drop the value of your car? No. But if you knew that it was my friend and I selling back and forth, you'd know we were manipulating the car market. But if you didn't know we were friends, you'd think the car market was tanking. Just want to reiterate that the short squeeze is still yet to come. It's not going to be a one-day event. If we look back at GME, the timeline, we've got on January 12th, it closed at 19.95. And then January 25th, 76.79 close with a 159.18 high of the day. And then January 26th close, 147.98. When you skip ahead to January 29th, you've got a high of 413.98. I also want to read this tweet from Adam Aaron, the CEO, who said, "Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for your trust and support. I have successfully led 5 prominent companies dating back to 1993, but nothing has been as satisfying as #saving AMC. Now let's roar back from this pandemic as the summer movie season is upon us. People vaccinated against COVID-19 can go without masks indoors and outdoors," CDC says. So that is great. The cinemas are opening back up and people are gonna be way more likely to go. Also, a fun little fact is today is Swedish Squeeze Day. Nice little coincidence there. They call it klamdag in Swedish, which means squeeze day, as in squeezed between a public holiday and the weekend. So the takeaway from this video is that 500k is absolutely possible, but the hedge funds in all likelihood are now have thousands of bots and shills that they pay to come in to Reddit and all the different forums to bash the stock and make people sell. So, be careful out there, is what I'm saying. I'll end with this, a tweet from Ariadani. I don't know if I got that right. I don't know about you, but I'm honestly holding until we hit the floor. I'm pledging this to you. Time for the world to unite on an idea, a movement. Let's all take each other to financial freedom. It's going to be scary, but it's going to require trust in one another. Faith is something the world has lacked for too long. The only way this works is to commit. For once, can a world that is used to instant gratification, war, economic depression, racial segregation, and way too defensive actually come together to reach a goal? I pledge to do this no matter what, because I can't get there by myself. I don't want to spend the rest of my life working for a few dollars while I miss out on my life, only retire when I'm old and can barely make ends meet, with rumors of social security depleted by then, only to die a few years later. It truly is a beautiful vision. I hope that it can happen. I will say that unfortunately when it comes to money, people can't always be trusted. But is that pessimism or is it realism? But yeah, obviously there are going to be some people who cash out at different psychological points along the run up and the run down. And that's talked about in the geometric means equation, which I, again, will leave a link to in the description. So that is all for today, guys. Very exciting stuff. Let me know what your opinion is. And I'll talk to you next time.